Welcome along to the Media Day for Top Tier's Capitalise show, which is taking place live on DAZN on March the 30th from the iconic York Hall. I am now joined by Danny Boardman, who is fighting on the show, on a Top Tier show for the second time. So back in September, you made your pro debut on the Top Tier show. Since then, you've had 2 other fights, and now you're back. How does it feel to be back? Yeah,
good. I think out of all my shows, out of all the shows I boxed on, Top Tier was definitely my favourite. So yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Now, since we saw you from back when you did the pro debut and you're coming back now, how are you developing and how are you finding the pros?
Obviously it's completely different to the amateurs, so the transitioning, you need a little bit of a period to get used to it, but I feel like I'm finding my feet now. The last fight I boxed 6-rounder, and this is another 6-rounder, so yeah, it's all sort of coming together.
And this opponent that you've got is your first opponent with a winning record, so coming to win, and a little bit of a step up.
Yeah, a little bit of a step up in opponent, but I don't think it would be a problem anyway, to be fair. Listen, I'm confident in my abilities and I'm excited for it, yeah.
Well, yeah, because your opponent, Adam Yahaya, was on the last show. Yeah. Did you watch him?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, he was all right. There's not really much to say to it, to be honest. These are the fights you need to just sort of, you need to step up opponents. Obviously, listen, I don't want to box 15 journeymen or whatever. You need to just, if it was up to me, I'd push on now, to be honest. But obviously, it's about taking your time. I'm still only 20 years of age, so it's all just taking it in your stride. So.
Are your team being quite careful with that, as in not pushing you too fast?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, they're all confident in my ability, same as me. But at the end of the day, listen, I'm only 20, and once you get to that level, you can't take a backward step. So once you're there, you're there. So it's all about timing, really.
And this will be your 4th fight in just over 6 months, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's 4th fight in 6 months. Yeah.
So, are you having any time out of the gym, or is it just back-to-back camps? How's that working?
I've had like a couple of weeks between each fight, a couple of weeks here and there, where I've enjoyed myself a little bit and that. But I'll be honest, when you're only fighting 4 rounds and 6-rounders, you should really be in the gym anyway, do you know what I mean, all year through. I do it as my job. Obviously, I'm lucky enough that I don't work, so I've got a few good sponsors and stuff, so I'm in the gym all the time anyway, so yeah.
How good is it to be back on a Top Tier show, but also fighting on DAZN?
Yeah, it's wicked. The first show I made my debut on was on DAZN as well. I managed to get on there, so yeah, it's wicked. Listen, it's a massive platform, and there's a lot of eyes watching, so for you to showcase your skills, yeah, it's great. It's great.
Are you getting more publicity as the fights are going through now?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, obviously, people reaching out for like little interviews and things, and obviously your followers are going up, and I'm just waiting for me blue tick now. But no, yeah, definitely, I definitely am.
So you mentioned, you don't want to move too quickly with your progression, but so what is the plan? What does the next sort of 12 months look like in the setup for the fights?
Listen, I want to be as busy as I can. Maybe a youth world title at the end of this year, or a southern area start of next year. Just taking my time. Listen, obviously, we're still a few fights away, so I've spoke to my team a little bit about it, but we haven't gone into depth of what route we want to take. Obviously, if we want to go for a southern area or a youth world title or whatever. So it's just seeing where we're at after a few fights, what options are there, and we'll go from there.
For people who maybe haven't seen you fight, what kind of fighter are you?
Flash. Yeah, no, I'm a boxer. Yeah, quite slick. Flash. Obviously, it's hard to show all your attributes against these opponents because they're so negative. But as the fights go on, you'll see I can fight when needed. I've got, that's it really. Just just all round. I'm more of a boxer, to be honest. Box well on the back foot, but I can come forward and fight when I need to. Yeah. So.
Do you feel like the opponent you've got on the 30th will bring out the best in you that we've seen?
I'll be honest. He looks quite negative, so obviously I'm probably going to have to push the pace and put it on him a little bit, which. If I had it my way, I like him coming towards me. But listen, these are the fights you got to beat all sort of styles. You got to beat come forward fighters going back. So it's just another one ticked off the list.
What weight division are you looking to eventually end up at?
This one, all the others I've boxed at feather. This one I'm boxing at super bantam. So for titles, I probably will be competing at super bantam, or maybe even bantam. But I think that will be a bit of a push. It will probably be super bantam, but we'll see. Obviously, these next few fights, I'm just going to see how I feel and how easy it is to make the weight and stuff. So yeah, it's all just seeing how my body is.
Do you have your eye on particular fighters? You know, maybe at the same stage for future fights?
Yeah, of course. I said to Johnny about Zach Fee. He's a few fights a bit further along, but I like the look of that fight. Listen.
Both the same age as well?
Both the same age. That's what boxing's about. Listen, it's an exciting fight, both undefeated. Why not? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, listen, I think Zach is a good fighter, but for me, I think I'll make easy nights work.
Okay, so that's a potential for the future. Johnny will be happy to hear that.
Yeah, I've told Johnny already. So maybe it will happen. A few fights down the line. Why not? Why not get it on for? See what's about, if there's a southern area, or listen, if we're both like around 8-0, 10-0, you can get it on for something and make it worthwhile.
Definitely. Well, what is a final prediction for your fights that you have coming up on March the 30th? What are we going to see?
Do you know what? Everyone I've said Danny Boardman stoppage and it ain't come in yet, so I'm just going to say Danny Boardman win, but I'm coming for a bit more of a spiteful performance.
Well, we look forward to it. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
And make sure you don't miss it. It's taking place March the 30th from York Hall, live on DAZN.